So good morning, everyone. Today marks 229 days. We're in week 33. Again, I've said this before. I didn't think 7 months we'd still be in the same position we're in. So we have to be careful because COVID-19 cases we identified back on March 12th, and we hit the peak and we hit the apex and we started to go down. We're starting to go back up, and Friday and Saturday, sadly, we announced we lost 2 more Albany County residents, one in her 90s and a male in his 50s. So my condolences go out to the 138 families, and my prayers, and to the 2 new people that we lost here in the county. My condolences and prayers go out to the family. It's a difficult time for anyone to get through, especially if you have a lost one that got taken by this terrible disease that we're faced with. But our numbers in positive cases keep going up steadily. 167 more people have tested positive in the last week. We've had 10 people or more that have been hospitalized since October 16th. As of today, there's 3,474 positive cases of the coronavirus in Albany County. 1,124 people in the mandatory quarantine, increase of 24 positive cases overnight. We had 24 positive cases yesterday, and the number before that was more, and the number before that was more. So as the new positive cases for today, we know 15 had close contact to positive cases, 2 are healthcare workers, 1 person had reported traveling, and 6 don't have a clear source of infection at this time. That brings us to a total of 15,561 people that have completed quarantine. 3,323 tested positive for the virus and have recovered. That's an increase of 12 recoveries since yesterday. There's still 14 people currently hospitalized with a hospitalization rate of 0.4% of those who've tested positive yesterday, and that rate was still at 0.40%. 1 patient currently in the ICU yesterday, the number was 2. That's the one thing we keep talking about in the control room, and one of the things we're trying to look at is the rate in the capital region. People that were in a hospital in the beginning of this versus today, how long did they stay in? Were there more people in the ICU? And what was their stay length in the hospital? Was it 3 days? Was it 5 days? Was it weeks? So the people that we're seeing going to the hospital now, is it the same length as it was in the beginning of this when this virus hit? Comes down to science, it comes down to numbers from the DOH, and we're going to figure out in the capital region, is it having the same effect as it did in the beginning of this virus with people stays in the hospital and the amount of people in the hospital. So hopefully we'll get them numbers and we can figure this out as we move forward. Over the last 5 days, there's been an average of 28 new positive cases each day. Yesterday it was 26. You know, it's one of the things we continue to tell people: do the right thing, wear your mask, cough into your arm, clean your hands constantly, and stay 6 feet apart. As we continue to hopefully flatten our hospitalization rate, and that's what's based on whether you continue to fully open or continue to close. And it's so important at this point in time now, because as the weather's changing, restaurants aren't going to be able to have more people outside. People are going to want to sit outside, even with heaters and tents and everything like that. They want to enjoy their food. So, and as you can't truly have more than 50% capacity inside restaurants, they have to survive through the winter. So the only way that's going to work out is if we continue to do the right thing in a partnership, continue to work with each other, and continue to do the right thing. So yesterday, the state released the capital region's percentage of positive results from last week. Thursday, it was 1%. Friday, it was 0.9%. And Saturday, it was 0.8%. So again, we need to continue and have everyone to do the right thing. As always, there's plenty of places to go to get your testing done via Albany and everyone else that we continue to talk about. But you can go to our website in Albany County. You can check out the website, and it will show you all the list of places that you can go. But remember, the free places for people that don't have insurance, is the UAlbany, at the University of Albany. You can schedule an appointment by calling 1-888-364-3065, or our Whitney Young mobile testing sites. Also, if you don't have insurance, we pay for it, and you can call there for an appointment at 465-4771. Some CVS stores have the drive-through testing now. The location's at 885 Central Avenue, 3916 Carmen Road, and you can go online and through their website and get on that way. Albany Med Urgent Care locations offer nasal swabs and antibody testing at multiple locations, along with our great partner, Priority One in Gilliland, that's been with us this whole time. They do the antibody testing there too at 518-867-8040. And if you're looking for a rapid test in Albany County, you can go to Central Med Urgent Care on Central Avenue, and Community Care Physicians in Latham. Both will test children, which we continue to get that question. So you can go on our website if you didn't get that, but if you need to get your child tested, that's where you can go. And the Rite Aid in Colony, the drive-through is still going on. And again, the rapid testing at Walgreens on Holland Ave, you can go online at walgreens.com, and you can also register that way too. So this virus has impacted businesses and families. 10 days ago, I announced Albany County was partnering with the Marines and Dunkin' Donuts on the annual Toys for Tot campaign. Albany County is here to help families get through this tough time. This is just one of the many ways we can do trying this. You have to remember all the struggling families we've had in Albany County, regardless of this COVID-19 and before this happened. And now you put this awful thing that's going on with families, people being out of work, people having a hard time paying rent, putting food on the table, and the holidays around the corner. And what better way to do this to the people that can spare some stuff and can spare or put toys out there and do things to help the betterment of the community is to team up with Dunkin' Donuts and the Marine Corps and Toys for Tot to really get out there and do something good for the community that makes everyone feel good. So we announced over the next week, but we have to do things differently than we did in the past. So our hockey facility, which I announced November 14th and November 7th, so the 7th and 14th in November, you can go to our hockey facility next to our great Albany International Airport from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., and you can drop off a toy. And I believe Dunkin' Donuts will have something to announce too also if you drop off the toy, so I'll let them do that. But first, I like to tell everyone it takes a partnership, and it takes everyone coming together, and not only the Marine Corps, all the volunteers, the people that step up, our Vietnam era vets that continue to do great things, Policino and his group throughout Albany County, throughout the Capital District. It's an inspiration in these tough times to watch the Marines and everyone who volunteers to come together to make this happen, because it takes a lot of people to come together, and they had a lot of great sponsorships from Destination Nissan to I forget about that company, the recovery company, or Quick Response, and a few others that a lot of others that you got involved. But I'll let Staff Sergeant Patrick Lorenz from the Capital Region Toys for Tot talk about what is needed for this to continue to go forward.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Mr. McCoy. Like he'd said and announced during our press conference just about a week or so ago, one of our oldest sponsors, Dunkin', and one of our newest real sponsors, the Albany County Executive's Office, and the U.S. Marines Capital Region Toys for Tots, we've come together to help a county that's always been one of the biggest that we deal in. Many of the not-for-profits that we have for many years, if not decades, provide toys to are all right here, either in the city of Albany or in or around Albany County. So this is a county that we're very, very familiar with. We've been very humbled at their generosity, both on the incoming toy side and we've been receptive to the need going out to the not-for-profits for the children in the community. 2020 has obviously been a very different year, a very trying year for the country as a whole. That includes the Capital Region, obviously, in Albany County. And we had to look for new ways or different ways this year to come together to help provide for what we know is going to be an increased need. So we're about 2 weeks into our season in regard to taking the requests from the not-for-profits that we deal with. It's about a 10-week season total that we can take in, about 8 weeks or so total for all the requests coming in. And only about 2 weeks into it, we're at 80% of the requests that we had all last year. So there's still many weeks left, which is an early indicator that the need is up this year. That increased need, generally has to come right from this community too. So it's through this type of partnership, again, with one of our long-term sponsors, Duncan, and now Executive McCoy, that we're going to be able to take some toys in. So the two events that he mentioned that we're really spearheading with him, or he is spearheading with us, are the toy drops. So there's a lot of concern, obviously, with COVID numbers not being flat and maybe increasing as the winter season comes upon us and people are starting to be indoors more. People may be a little more reluctant to come to a business or a restaurant or somewhere to donate a toy, but they still might want to. So it's through these safe Duncan and Albany County executive drop locations on November 7th and November 14th at the Albany County ice rink, that it's going to be safe. You don't have to get out of your car. You don't have to worry about coming into contact with anyone, although we'll be safe. Duncan's staff and my Marines will be safe there. And I'll let them tell you, but if you come and drop off a new unwrapped toy that's going to come right back into this community, Duncan's going to have a little gift for you. So we know that everybody likes Duncan and what they have on tap. So just to kind of bring it into perspective, last year here in the Capital Region, just our campaign in the counties that we covered, we served 197,000 children just right here at home. That's not nationwide. That's not, across the country. That's right here. We know that those numbers are going to be much higher. So this is a partnership that we need, and some events that we really are looking forward to and want to make sure that the community comes out that wants to support us. We also want to let people know that may never have been in a need before this year because they've always had jobs, and in many cases a lot of these folks may have even supported us, and now because of COVID and the changes in the country, they could be out of work, they could be working less, and they may be struggling to provide for their children this year. So if there's a need, please reach out. I'm sure you'll be able to go through the Albany County executives and the Albany County website to know how to apply. If in fact you guys, anyone needs toys, you can reach out to us direct. All of our contact information is right on our webpage, capitalregiontoysfortots.org. And not only do we need to take toys in and have events like this, but we want to make sure that the people right here at home in our community are taken care of. And the children know that there's a hope and a better tomorrow. The kids are very, very affected by this. I work full-time in addition to the Marine Corps as a paramedic, and we see these cases, and we see what even people who aren't affected directly by COVID, these kids, they're at home, their schooling is different, their sports are different. So I'm really proud and really glad that we've come together to have this partnership, to be able to show these kids that there is hope for tomorrow. Things do get better no matter what's going on in their home, in their county, or in their country.
Staff Sergeant, thank you. And, again, it highlights what we're going through, right? And I said this, it's hard to believe 33 weeks. And you brought up an excellent point about there's probably families that donated over the years, and now they may need a little extra help. I know it's a difficult time, and to come together as a community to highlight how proud I am to represent the Capital District, but the people that live here, because when we're knocked on our butts, we kind of get up and we roll up our sleeves and we help one another out, and this is a great way of doing it on top of people that need a little extra light at the end of the tunnel this holiday season. But it's not possible without Eric Stantlin from Dunkin' Donuts. He's the field manager, marketing manager out there for all the Dunkin' Donuts here, not just in the capital region, but across. And you do have some great news. And I do want to say, again, here's Dunkin' Donuts at this time. I believe you're donating $50,000 over the last course of a couple of years. It's been well over $300,000 that you have donated back for this cause and other causes that you have done over the years. And they're the type of partners that I'm proud of here in the Capital District that team up with us in good times and bad. You're always there because you're family, and people go in there and get a great experience. And sometimes they go in there for a coffee or a donut, and they just want to see the workers are there because they become a fabric of them every day. So again, please.
Well, thank you very much for having me this morning, and thank you, Staff Sergeant Lorenz, for a great partnership for the last 12 years. So 12 years ago, we heard that the Toys for Tots train was going to be derailed, and our local owners, and again, every one of our franchises are independently and locally owned, got together and said, hey, how can we save the Toys for Tots program? And here we are 12 years later, $350,000 in toys later, and in a year of a pandemic. Our franchisees again stepped up and said, hey, you know what, we're in a pandemic. The need is even more important than ever. We recently just announced another $30,000 this year to purchase toys for the Toys for Tots program. And then, of course, we said, okay, what are we going to do about collecting toys? So over the years, we've had collection boxes in our restaurants, but due to the pandemic, unfortunately, we had to put a pause on that this year. So how can we do it socially distanced? So we got our heads together and we said, hey, let's come up with some socially distant toy drives, which you just heard about on the 7th and the 14th from 11 to 4 at the Albany County Hockey Facility. And let's try to get the customers to come to us. So Dunkin's really proud to be able to give away a $5 Dunkin' card and a 10-pack of Munchkins to every vehicle that shows up that day. Donate 1 toy, donate 10 toys, donate 20 toys. The more the merrier. Just know you're going to go home that day, you're going to treat your family to the Munchkins, and treat yourself to $5 of great coffee. We can't think during the holidays of a better partner than Toys for Tots. We see the need out there, and again, we're just very, very proud to step forward and support such a great community. Thank you.
Eric, thank you. And I just want to remind everyone, where else can you go drop a toy off, get a $5 gift card, and Munchkins? I'll say to Phil Calderon, the CEO of the airport, means you can only go through the line once, Phil. You can't go through multiple times and try to get back on the gift. But again, it also highlights us all come together to make sure things happen. And I can't thank the partnership between the Marine Corps and Toys for Tot and Dunkin' Donuts and everyone else that has come together for the community, and to the legislature, Andrew Joyce, and to Dennis Feeney, the majority, and all the legislators that every year we come together for this cause, because it's time to step up for our community to help out. So again, thank you. But please stay, because there might be questions for you at the end of this, and yes, I'm getting to the end. Something else that was a little different this year was early voting. And it started early, and the voting started early, and it was amazing to see on Saturday here in Albany County and Sunday how many people turned out to see the long lines at our BOE down on South Pearl Street in Morton Avenue. It was awesome to see that many people stand in line, and not just here for hours on end, 2-3 hours, but to see it in Clifton Park. Usually you see it on TV, places out in the Midwest and other places. We've never seen lines like that in my memory of being in politics, except when I was in Iraq, watching people stand in line for days on end to vote for the first time, as you know. To see it here, I gotta tell you, put a huge smile on my face, because I don't care what party affiliation you are. I really don't. What I care about is that you just come out and exercise your right to vote, and that's why Sergeant Lorenz and myself have served and continue to serve, is for our freedom and your right to execute that. And 7,448 people casted their ballots in just the last 2 days. We had over 36 absentee ballots go out, and 17,000 have already been returned to the BOE. That's huge. I mean, these numbers are just probably going to go well past any election we've seen here in the history of Albany County in a long time and across this nation. So please get out. Early voting goes on through next Sunday, November 1st. Absentee ballots requests are different. If you are registered to get an absentee ballot online by email, mail, or fax, tomorrow's the deadline. And just remember, we had an astronaut for the first time in history, someone not even on this planet, voted. So there is no reason why you can't vote. If you can vote from space, I don't think you have an excuse not to vote. So please go out and do it. You can go in person to apply during the extended hours, and you can see on the slide, and then we'll show you how to do it. And then please, it's also important to be heard. And I'll say this again: I don't care what party affiliation you are. Get out and vote, because it does matter. I don't care what party you are. It matters to have your voice said, and we need to continue to work. We can agree to disagree, but we have to all come together as a community at the end of the day. So please, though, remember, wear your mask, stay 6 feet apart, clean your hands, and cough into your arm, and it is safe. It was awesome to see them lines, not just in Albany, but in Bethlehem and out in Colony and Queens, and it was nice to drive around yesterday. Sheriff Apple and myself drove around yesterday checking out everything, and it was just really neat to see the people out there executing the right, and to even hear like Clifton Park and them standing 3 hours in lines. I know they had some difficulty, but still, people want to be heard and they want to get out, so please do it safely. I also want to remind everybody, if you need mental health support, it's available 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., 518-269-6634. I want to say thank you to our staff there who's been doing a great job through this, because please, everyone remember, people handle things differently. It's been a long time. It's been a long time that we've been in this, over 33 weeks. And people are dealing with the stress differently. Tempers are shorter. People are arguing with people quicker. And I know everyone wants this over with. Hopefully with with this virus, now they have something coming out on the market to offset this. It's going to take time. And it's going to take time for us to get through it. And the only way we're going to get through this, again, is staying vigilant like we did in the beginning when everyone stayed home to do the right thing. I know it's hard on parents not to send your kids to play baseball, basketball, lacrosse, hockey. I could just go on. Whatever it is that your children do, or just go out and play. I know it's tough, but we're in this together, and the only way we're going to get through this if we stay as vigilant as we did in the beginning. Because as you see our numbers go up, people are getting relaxed, and we just got to remember, the virus is here. It's not done with us, and it's sad to see people pass away. And it's going to take time, and we'll get through it working together. Our 24-hour sexual assault hotline number is always 518-447-7716. And as always, United 211, thank you for the partnership with United Way, and for the New York State hotline. As always, that number is available. So again, please continue to do the right thing, stay safe, and we'll get through this.